the stream in session 17, 18, something for Sunday Friends. I hope that everyone out there is having a lovely Sunday afternoon. Devereaux, would you kindly give us a recap?
Yeah, I suppose I could. Let's see. I had such high hopes for last session. Sorry. I had such high hopes for the day, and it was just completely disastrous. I wrote my sister a nice letter. I was getting ready to send something home, and it kind of got interrupted because while Salix and I were walking through the town looking for Kendall and Kiri in Grassgrave, a portal opened up and a whole bunch of demons came pouring out. And it was not a good time. It wound up being... Uh-oh. Is my feed all right? Am I good? Okay, sorry. The demons started attacking everything and breaking down the buildings, and Salix ran in to start helping people, and Kiri and Kendall went to try and face off against some of the demons that were coming out of the portal, and it was just a mess. We managed to close it, though, and I mean, that was okay, except for the fact that, like, 24 demons already had come through, which was kind of a problem, because they were really nasty, just like murdering people and tearing foundations down and setting fires everywhere, and oh gods, it was not how I wanted to spend my day. We managed to wrangle up a whole bunch of townsfolk who were trying to escape, and we ushered them into the wildwoods on the edge of town. And from what I gather, there was a pair of elves who were the blacksmith and his son were trying to help fight off the demons, which was great. I don't know how things turned out for them, but after we got out of the village, we set up a camp out in the wildwoods, and I took a break and went and found some place to rest under a tree, and I overheard Kendall and Salix talking. I guess Sentinel showed up. Whee! And, you know, whenever there's a portal, Sentinel's gonna show up. And, I mean, whatever. So, I don't know. I was kind of out of it. And, I hope everyone's okay. But it's just an awful lot for me right now. So, we'll see what the next day holds.
Thank you, Devereaux. Now, Sunday Friends, what are you doing? This is still kind of the same-ish day. What are you all doing? Actually, hold on, let me pause. Salix, what are you doing? After you've cuddled up with Dev for a little while, do you return to the camp?
Yes.
Okay.
I suppose after I change back from a wolf I will just sit with my back up against the tree with them for a little while. And I won't speak, but if they say something, I'll talk to them. And then after probably about 15, 20 minutes, I'll get up and just put my hand on their shoulder and go back to town, or to the camp, and see what needs to be done around there.
You make your way back to camp and you see a familiar face. It is Vesper. Vesper looks a little rough. For those of you who don't know Vesper, he is very tall, broad-shouldered elven form, quite masculine in appearance, with long black hair, silver eyes. His black hair is kind of pulled back and braided a little. And he's definitely a different sort of elf than you. You might recognize him as more of a high elf. Though he and his father were the only high elves that you saw in Grassgrave.
I will actually walk straight up to him and say, hi, I'm Salix. We didn't talk very much, but I just wanted to say thank you for stopping that devil in town.
Of course. I'm Vesper, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I met your brother Kendall and your friend Kiri, and I realized I have something for you.
Oh.
The day before yesterday, someone stopped by and dropped something off at the smith for you. He pulls out of a bag, a large satchel at his side, he pulls out a massive whip.
Oh.
It's enchanted. It will help warn you about danger. Unfortunately, I wish I'd been able to give it to you sooner, but I didn't quite know. But here, Atlas, the human with the red hair, he said he knew you.
Yes. I wish I would have had the chance to thank him. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For passing it along. Wait, have you had this the whole time?
No, I went back to the shop to get it.
Wait, you went back?
I did. I had to go retrieve my father's body.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Do not be. He went out the way he would have wanted to. And he is not gone. He has only returned to Arvindor. We should celebrate his passing.
Well, I pull out a small flask of wine from my bag. I uncork it and I offer it to him. I say, for him?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. He'll take it. Have a sip.
I will also have a sip and then put it back. If there's anything I can do to help around here, just let me know. Are you injured at all?
No, I'm not, thankfully. And if you see anyone else injured and your powers are tapped out, let me know. I will take care of them.
Okay. Well, I guess good luck to you on whatever you're doing this evening, and I'll see you around.
If you need anything, just let me know.
I will. Actually, while I have you here, you know these people a little bit better than I do. Do you know of anyone who could work rabbit pelts and make some sort of a vest?
I can help. I can assist. Gert would be another option if she's around.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if you'd seen her. Okay.
I haven't, but I haven't really been looking.
Well, if you see her, let her know. I'm looking for her. I'd like to know she's safe too.
Yeah, if I see her, I will let her know that you are looking for her.
Thank you.
Of course. Anything else?
Uh, um.
Salix, you see Kiri heading in from the same direction that Vesper came from. It's late night at this point. The sun has long set. Moon is high and full in the sky, and you can see the stars overhead.
Hi, Carrie.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Okay, sounds about there. You seen Dev?
Yes, but I kind of think they might want to be alone right now.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure they're okay.
I kind of lean a little closer. I say, I don't think any of us is really okay.
No, I don't think we are, but one night at a time, I suppose.
Yeah. I think I'm going to probably just sit down and rest for a little bit. I might would look for Gert, actually. Gertrude should be around here somewhere. People are settling down, so it should be easier to find them now. I'm gonna go this way and look.
Of course.
Kendall.
After my conversation with my sword, I went back and found a tree nearby where Dev and Salix were, and kind of sat there for a while. And when I saw Salix leave, I started to get up to walk with her, but ended up hiding and letting her walk away. And then I'm just going to sit there until maybe Dev comes out of the tree or something else.
Devereaux. How long do you stay in your hidey hole?
Probably for like another 15 or so minutes after Salix leaves. Been in there for a couple hours. I feel like it's... Yeah, so I'll scrabble up off of the dirt floor under the tree and kind of pop my head out from under and look around. There was food left for me, wasn't there?
There was.
I'll go over to the offering and just kind of pick it up and head back towards where I think the people are, because I imagine there's probably a little bit of noise. I don't know.
Yes, there is a large camp of the Grassgrave citizens who are all kind of spread out but still gathered. You see groups of 10, 20, groups of 5, groups of they're all a bit somber. You notice that there are a few people who are being looked to for leadership, for guidance. You notice a familiar face of Gert. Gert is a human, if I'm recalling correctly, right? No? She a halfling? Yeah, okay, she's a halfling. You see the familiar face of Gert wandering around and kind of helping and encouraging people. You see Sentinel, who people of Grassgrave seem to know him as well. They don't seem to be looking to the Aasimar to kind of guide them or anything, but he does seem to be an accepted face. And you notice that people are looking to Vesper as well. even though Vesper is technically older than any of these humans. Most of the citizens of Grassgraves are humans. But the elves would know that he's still in his 20s as far as maturity goes. So it's a little interesting to see people look up to him. Kind of reminds you of the stark differences between the lives of humans and the lives of elves. Or the shorter...
Especially interesting because the humans and half humans that we've been dealing with look at us as children.
Yes. So, Kendall, Devereaux, Salix, Kiri, you're all back in the main camp.
About how many people made it out of Grassgrave, at least into this encampment?
75 people.
Even more than I had expected. Okay. Cool. That's a good thing. I'm going to start looking around as people are milling about, and I guess or really, actually, I should say, well, are we going to march them through the wildwoods to Asbury? Will they even let us in when we get there?
Who are you
I
asking?
can think of an alternative.
I guess this would be at whatever gathering of people who are deciding what's gonna happen.
If you wait long enough, you can see that Gert, Sentinel, and Vesper, because I love talking to myself, are all huddled around a fire.
I'm gonna make my way over.
Yep.
Sentinel.
Three.
Sentinel gives you all a smile. Gert seems pleased as punch to see all of you. Welcome. Okay, we were just talking about what to do from here. It's a tricky
What?
situation.
Yeah, what is there to do from here?
Well, Vesper speaks up. There were 3,000 people in Grassgrave, and we have 77 here, by my calculations.
You said 3,000? Okay.
Kiri and I saw you at the when we saw you. You were coming out of the town.
Mhm.
Did you see if there was still any devils there?
I heard some rummaging. It could have been looters, it could have been devils. I wasn't really in the space to check out which, but I know that there's still activity a little bit in the town. It's entirely possible that others made it out south or even east of here.
So, out of the people here, are there any that would be guards or anything like that back in town? Anybody able to defend
Defend the town?
defend the group as they travel?
Yeah, we have
Or
about
stay?
10 from the local guard. The city guard.
Anybody particularly skilled in any crafts or?
Well, I'm an enchanter and, well, Vesper here is our armorer and our magical weapons manufacturer.
Okay.
Master of the Forge now, aren't you? Yes. Thank you, Gert.
I look at Vesper and I don't just address him, but I address everybody. But I'm looking at Vesper and I say, "Well, this is your home. Do you want to take your home back, or do you want to make your home somewhere else? What's going to be best for these people? They lost their home."
Well, personally, I don't know if what's best for me is what's best for everybody here. I wouldn't dare to speak for them. I have some equipment at the forge, but aside from that, I have no ties to Grassgrave. Don't get me wrong, I've lived here all my life, but now that my father is gone, it might be time for me to move on. I wouldn't mind accompanying whoever would like to go to Azmorin there, but... And I don't know if we have enough resources to hold against another attack. I mean, we lost a lot of people, and I don't know if this is enough to start over.
Is there even enough to reclaim?
I don't know. But at Azmorin, we can get help and recover and at least maybe get some help from the King Theo. I suppose he's king now. Lord Theo? Oh, it's so confusing in these times.
So, I guess we take 75 people to Azmorin through the Wildwoods?
If you need our help getting there, I can't speak for all of us, but I'm willing to help.
Sentinel, who has been quiet this whole time, gives a nod and says, I can also help.
Well, I'm gonna help.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Halflings gotta stick together while we can, right? Mm-hmm.
Salix pulls out her plant book and says,
Well, if we are going to be trekking through the Wildwoods, now's a really good time to teach our youngsters about all the plants that are around here. Maybe some survival skills. If anybody seems interested, just send them to me and I'll teach them what I can while we walk.
Oh, I can help with that. I'm a bit of an herbalist myself, too. So, I can help.
Ooh, I have something special for you.
What? No. Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And also a request as well.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Well, I have both, but
What do you need?
well, it's nothing major. It's just a personal item. Don't it's
Okay.
talk about it later.
Okay. Well, I think that we should stay here for tonight, obviously, and then maybe speak to everybody. Make sure we have everybody's approval before we move on to Azmorin. And then in the morning, we can pack up and go.
We might need more weapons to protect a group this big. Vesper, did you see anything that we
I can take care of that. I can create a certain number of weapons per day.
I'm not a trained blacksmith, but if you need my help, I'd be willing to help you with anything.
Thank you. I would need some raw materials. It's there's not a lot perhaps when you see how I work, you'll understand, but I just need raw materials and some gold.
Well, I have plenty of gold that you can use. And as for raw materials, it depends on what you need.
Just a bit of raw materials, not much. Just I need something metal. Even if it's a small amount. I could scavenge from the forge. It wasn't entirely destroyed.
That's good. Well, if you need help sneaking in or carrying anything or anything like that, I can help you with that.
Of course, that actually sounds like exactly what I need.
Perfect.
I addressed Gert. Gert, how far is the White Witch from here?
The White Witch. She's pretty far, maybe a 30-minute ride on horseback. To the west.
I look at Kiri. I think we still need to visit the witch.
What did you want to visit the witch for? Oh, wait, that's right. I gave you a thing.
Yes.
I forgot.
Well, so we still have to go to Raishar. We'll probably need to travel down this way. We can visit after we get these people to safety, maybe?
Yeah, getting him to.
Raishar is a far journey from here.
And what I'd like to ask from the White Witch, I want to have it as soon as we possibly can. If it's a 30-minute ride, I can leave and be back within the day.
Besides, the people of Grassgrave will need time to discuss amongst themselves what they even want to do in this situation. We have no
Yeah.
place to comment on that.
That's true. We are not going tonight.
You might consider it. Vesper says. The White Witch is not always home during the day.
All right, Fuzzy, let's go see a witch.
I can come with you if you need.
Is that Vesper? Or Sentinel?
That's Vesper. My apologies. They sound very similar. Sentinel also, or I can. It's up to you all. Man, they are similar. Mother bitch. We'll figure it out.
If we all go together, we should be safe, right?
Safer.
The
I
more
don't
the
think
better.
There's anything is safe.
Vesper, your excursion to your blacksmith shop can wait.
It can. Why don't I let Sentinel go with you two, and I'll stay behind and work on making weapons. Sentinel gives a nod.
I could stay with you, Vesper, in case you need to head back into town for anything.
Endeavor, what about you?
I kick the dirt idly as I just kind of listen to everyone pairing off to go. Kurt, I have a selfish question.
Yes, sweetheart.
You didn't finish making those dragon scale pieces for us, did you?
Roll a d20.
Ugh. I just rolled a 20.
Yes.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I did.
Really?
Yeah. It's at my shop, though.
Oh.
We gotta go get it. But two halflings, you can't go wrong with an
No,
adventure
no
with two
problem.
halflings. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Then we all have something to do.
Yeah. Gert, links her arm with yours. Ready to go?
Right now? I
Oh.
look at everyone else. Is everyone else going right now?
Right now is the best time to go.
More or
Then-
less.
Okay.
Is anybody
Okay.
injured? Is anybody missing hit points?
I take a deep breath.
I'm missing a lot.
Okay.
I'm only
Actually,
missing a few hit points.
Kira,
I think
you
To be
should.
fair, a short rest would be fine.
Y'all want to take a short rest?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should all rest for a little bit. And
Kira, you actually
Head
would
out
have
as soon as
gotten 16 hit points from earlier.
Ooh, not bad. Oh, not 160. So 16.
In retrospect, I took a short rest, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I'll recover a couple. How does this work? Uh. Short rest.
All right, Sunday friends. After your short rest, Sentinel.
Wait.
Go. Oh, go.
Are we all still like in this group right now, or
Sure.
are we?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you would like to be otherwise.
I would like to be otherwise.
Okay, how would you like to be?
If it's okay with the other Sunday friends, I would like to have our little Sunday friends group rest area.
Easy enough.
Yes. Okay. I want to sit next to Salix. I know that everybody's around, and I'm sure they all can hear, but it doesn't really matter to me. And I reach into my pouch and I pull out a little wooden box. And I hand it to Salix. As I say, I was waiting kind of for a special occasion to give this to you. But I'm afraid that... well, here. And I give it to you.
I take the box. It's just a very how large how big is the
It's-
box?
It's like this big.
What's in the box? Okay.
This big, okay. And it's a little wooden box made of like a light wood, like pine, and it kind of flips open like a box, or like a book.
box. It
like a
flips
book.
open like
It's a box that opens like a box.
I love you, Fuzzy.
like a book.
Okay. I open it, and what's inside?
Inside is a little withered flower that we found that I gave to you the day that you got your tattoos.
Fuzzy, you've had this whole time?
I went back and I grabbed one for you. This one was the brightest one, and I felt like it was like you. I stroke the petal, and I just lean into you.
Thank you.
And I will sit there looking at it for a few moments before putting it safely in my pouch.
I know we weren't expecting a lot of these things that are happening to happen. It's supposed to be a fun adventure, and we're supposed to see new things. And we did. Seen 2 dragons lately. We've only heard of them before, but
I think I've had enough dragons for a while.
I don't like them that much.
They're beautiful, but very scary.
And very smart. I know that you're probably missing home right now, and I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to go back. But I'm glad that you're here, and I need to become stronger and confident, and I'm just supposed to protect you and the people that I care about.
I pull back and look at you. I say,
But Fuzzy, you've always been the stronger one. You've always been more powerful. It just shows up different ways. And there's no place else I'd rather be than right next to you.
When I lean my head close over to her and lay it on top of hers. I know you're right, and I'm gonna do better.
You're doing great already.
I expected a lot of things. I made a deal with a god, and I expected things to just be handed to me, and that's not how things work. So I'm going to, and I promise you, this gift is my promise to you. I'm going to get stronger, and I'm going to work hard. So that way I can be proud of myself. I know you're proud of me already. I just
I am.
need to feel it myself.
I know. That's why we're here. I can't wait to see it.
Thanks, Puddles. And I kind of just grip her shoulder a little bit.
After your short rest is over, a sentinel does approach. It's about 9 o'clock at night at this point. And he sees you all seated, offers a hand out to Salix.
I take it and stand up and offer my hand in turn to Kendall.
I'll take it and stand up.
Is it time to
I
go, I guess?
Yeah.
It is.
I kind of walk over to Dev. I walk over to Dev and I grip their
What?
shoulder. I grip their shoulder a little bit and I say, we'll be back. Be safe, okay?
Be careful. Salix, be careful. Sentinel.
Devereaux.
I nod and turn to go find Gert.
You hear a brief, just sort of like a chuckle as you walk away. They're precious.
I have a question.
Answer.
Did he let go?
No.
Okay.
Kendall and Salix, you have your friend Sentinel to help guide you to the White Witches. Remind us what you know about the White Witch.
That she may be able to help us with anti-divination objects. And that we have a note that says these are the good ones from Gert.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm just watching Alex's web captioner.
I
Go ahead.
I wouldn't. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're holding hands, right?
I think after a few moments he will let go, but he holds on for longer than he needs to.
Okay, I definitely noticed.
Yeah, sure.
So I kind of upplay my excitedness to meet a real witch. Oh my god, I've never met a witch before. So it's this way. Okay. If we hurry, we can get there pretty quick and we can get back. So I purposefully start leading / up ahead. Don't fall back, okay?
We won't. Thank you, Kendall.
I mean, in hindsight, you should probably lead us, but I'm too excited.
Very well.
Yeah, you're the one that actually knows the way.
I do, but he seems...
Yeah. No, Sentinel, if I'm going the wrong way, just holler at me, okay?
I will
Because
let you know.
I think I know where I'm. It's this way, right? This way?
Yes.
And I'm like walking backwards hurriedly, like this way? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And then I turn around and I start walking a little quicker.
To the right a little... There you go.
And then I'm gonna pull out my little my little raven statue again. Wait, hold on. I may not be able to use it.
No, I don't think you...
2 days have not passed. I cannot use it, but I will hold it in my hand and I'll still talk to it like it's alive.
Sentinel turns towards you, Salix, with a bit of a laugh, kind of scratches the back of his neck, and I feel as though I should apologize. Kendall seems to have caught on.
Actually, he's been gently ribbing me about you for weeks now.
Then I definitely should apologize.
I'm pretty sure that's just what brothers are supposed to do.
Is it? I wouldn't know. He seems like one of the best.
He's a great brother. I think he's also trying to give us time.
It's kind of him. Kendall, it's a little bit to the east. Yep.
What? I can't.
South. South.
You're too far. I can't. I'm just gonna. South, maybe? Okay.
I start
I'll go.
walking a little bit faster and closing the gap slightly.
Sentinel reaches forward and grabs your hand and holds it as you walk.
But since I could definitely still hear him, I walk faster.
Say like,
But I'm making very deep, like strong, like just that way. That way Sentinel can and Salix can definitely see where I went. I'm not trying to lose them.
This isn't awkward at all.
Salix, Sentinel squeezes your hand and says, "Well, I have you. Are you all right?"
Honestly, I don't know entirely, but I think I will be. Maybe.
You're strong. And from what I understand, from what I've heard from the people of Grassgrave, you all of you were quite heroic. And for the second time, you've closed a portal to the Nine Hells. Salix, that's not a feat that most people can claim.
Seem you're racking those up. I actually died a few days ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we took down an ancient green dragon with the help of many friends, and
I have a lot of questions. Which dragon, which friends?
Oof. If you are going to be taking the journey with Asmarin to us, I feel like this is kind of a multi-part story.
I have time.
Well, I'll fill you in. Mostly. Some things you don't need to know.
I will take whatever you offer. That came out a little strange. Let me know if I can do anything for you.
I squeeze his hand and I say, well, this is nice.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we're losing him a little. Come on.
I muttered to my little statue, no, they're not, god damn it. Okay.
Kiri, Devereaux, Vesper, and Gert. Okay, are you ready to go? I think that we could all walk together, or all go together towards the town, and then when it comes time, we can split off. Vesper and Kiri can go to the forge. Devereaux and I can go to my shop. And then we can meet back up, and if one of us doesn't come back in, say, 10 minutes, we go look for the other one.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay, here we go! She starts to walk.
I'll follow.
Okay. And I just hustle on after.
Kiri and Devereaux as you begin to walk back towards the town, you see the smoldering ruins of Grassgrave in front of you, ahead of you. As you get closer, you can smell the burned wood, the slight scent of decay. You can hear some crashing in the distance. Maybe buildings are collapsing from the rot. It's startling to see the town that you have just left in ruins. As you approach the main road, it's dark, but the moon is full and bright. And this is where Gert starts to hunker down and get low. Okay, time to be sneaky. Not Devereaux. Vesper actually reaches out to Gert and Devereaux and places a gentle hand on each of your shoulders. He's incredibly tall, so he has to definitely lean down a lot. He will cast Bless at 2nd level. Make haste, both of you. Okay, let's go!
Okay.
Gert will grab
Ki-
your hand, Devereaux.
Gary, be safe. Stay quiet.
I
And
will.
call me if you need help.
I will.
Let me get a stealth check from you, Dev.
Oh no.
You have a d4 to add to it. Oh!
Okay, I'm rerolling that because it wound up being cocked in my dice tray. Ooh, cool. That's a 2. Plus another 2. Plus a 3. That's... I'm going to use an advantage and reroll that 2. Oh, that's better. 21. 22.
Oh, I have to...
Gesundheit.
I made a distant time. That's a 22, you said? Very good. She rolled a 23. Now, with the two of your halfling powers combined, as you sneak into this recently destroyed town, you find yourselves even quieter than you know you can be. Gert leading the way, knows exactly where to go, and a few times you go to dodge between an alley and you go to peek out from a building and Gert pulls you back. And you watch a devil walk by.
I don't like this.
I know, we're almost there.
Okay. Okay. I'm probably holding my breath pretty much the whole time.
You almost pass out a few times. But as the two of you sneak over under carts and between buildings and peeking both ways before crossing the street, you finally make it to Gert's hut, which is half destroyed. Oh dear. Okay,
I'm
well,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. I need to get some things anyway. She unlocks the door, opens it. Okay, come inside. Closes the door.
Scurry in.
Closes the door behind you. Devereaux, you see the right side of the building is pretty much destroyed from the devil incursion, and the rest is covered in a layer of dust, smoke, and ash. Okay, I've got 4 bags of holding. I think I can fit all of my stuff in them.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you 2 and you just start putting everything in the bags, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
I guess. Can I put the bags inside of the bags?
No! 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 No, 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 don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay. Okay. So I just strap one to my belt and hold the one I'm going to be using to start. How will I know when I can't put any more stuff in it?
I think you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I don't think I have too much stuff. Gert, you see her little halfling form, short black hair, kind of dark brown eyes. She rushes around and hands you 2 knapsacks, or two two backpacks. These are actually handy haversacks. Here, put this one on your back first, and then hold this one open, and you can put this one on your front and zip it open, and that way you can just use both hands to put stuff inside. Sound good?
Yeah. You okay? Yeah.
And then once we're done, we'll put your armor on and we'll go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Okay. She does the same thing, puts one on her back and then one on her front, unzips it, and you see her she's climbing all over the walls, pulling potions down, pulling bags down, pulling all of the dragon element. You watch her try to fit her cauldron in there. Motherfuck.
Do you need a hand?
No, I got this. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out a wand and points it at the cauldron, and it shrinks in size to the size about this big. Drops it in there.
That was handy.
Yeah, it's a handy haversack, huh? Oh, the wand. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
It's not a handy wand, but it's a mini wand. It makes things smaller. It's very convenient.
Okay.
Okay. You find yourself in the middle of Gert's shop. Just describe to me what Dev is doing right now.
When they're not distracted by Kurt frantically pulling things off of the shelves and just... She has a lot of energy. Kind of like delicately picking stuff up and kind of slowly and gently putting it in the bag, just kind of one thing at a time. Oh, this is neat. And then I just kind of, like inspecting everything that I'm putting in.
As you drop each item into the bag, it just vanishes.
Oh,
And when you open the bag, it's just darkness. Like staring into the abyss.
hope she knows how to get these back out of here. God. And I'm just gonna clear the things that are closest to the ground and kind of fill in the spaces where she isn't already like pulling everything out from high up.
Definitely. Kiri.
Is there...
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sorry, is there a really tall shelf?
Yes.
Can I clear the really tall shelf?
You can try.
I want to clear the really tall shelf.
How do you want to get up there?
Great question.
Make
Is
it
it
a
like
make it a perception check.
looking around for something to... God bless it, I rolled another 20.
You find a ladder. It's her special ladder. It you know how in libraries they've got those ladders that like zip along? It's like that, but it's magical and it's always at a slight angle and you can move it wherever you need to. It's like a in fact, as you inspect it, you see it's actually made from what looks like two immovable rods.
Mm.
So it's an immovable ladder. Oh, don't forget to put that ladder in there whenever you're done.
I think you'll need to shrink it. And I just start climbing it and looking at the stuff on the top shelf to stash up, so...
I just made up that invention on the fly, y'all. I'm proud of myself. That's a pretty cool idea. With a movable ladder. I need one in real life. Kiri and Vesper. It's a very short walk to the forge, where you see the building still largely stands. There is a cart that has wrecked into the side of it, but it hasn't done a ton of structural damage.
Mm-hmm.
This shouldn't take very long.
Sure.
Make a
I'm actually
percent.
going to stop. Okay.
No, you're actually gonna what?
I just wanted to say I actually want to stop for a second and pop open my pack and talk to Inara for a bit, see if I can't get her to just keep lookout.
Hi!
Hey,
It's getting crazy out there.
it is. Look, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Could
Yeah.
you just fly above this? I indicate the blacksmith shop.
Mhm.
Fly above this building and let us know if anything dangerous looks like it's coming our way.
She flies right out of the bag up to the top of the awning, essentially, and perches down, sits kind of like her hands between her legs, just watches. You're clear.
Close my pack and head on.
Vesper is inside, and you see he's loading a bag full of sort of, they look like blanks for swords. And he starts to shove them into this bag. At one point he sort of stops and, I suppose I should say goodbye, shouldn't I? I grew up here. In this building.
Yeah. All your life?
Never been much farther.
Tell me about it, if you don't mind.
As Camille furiously Googles what is in a blacksmith shop. He goes through and shows you the anvil, and he says it gives you kind of some anecdotes about accidentally bringing the hammer down on his hand. And that's when I first realized I could cast magic. I don't know what it is, but my father says it's my dedication to my work. But I have the same abilities as the local priests. Can cast the same spells as them. Curing wounds.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask where you learned that.
What?
I was going to ask where you learned that.
In the forge, as strange as it sounds. I don't know how. No one in my family has divine magic, and so it came as a surprise.
Sure.
But I'm grateful for it. It's what allows me to be as good as I am. And then upstairs is the house. It's just a kitchen and 2 rooms, but there's nothing up there that I need. Everything that means anything is down here. And he looks at you. Well, can you help with carrying some of the heavier hammers?
Sure, of course.
Because
Grab
Kiri's
anything that...
a
Kiri's
buffalo.
buff.
Yeah, a little buffalo
Yeah.
Laladrin. He passes you
Don't grab anything.
Yeah, he passes you a few hammers and a pickaxe and some metalworking tools.
Yep. Carry all those as necessary.
Yeah.
Find some way to hold them all at the same time. It's not heavy, it's just hard to get a hold of.
It's hard to hold. Kiri,
Yes?
I wanted to say thank you for helping. Now, you could have gone with Kendall and his sister. Salix is her name, I think.
Yeah. I know what this is like. I couldn't let you do it alone.
I wanted to ask you how you know.
Let's get somewhere safe. I'll tell you all about it.
Sure. Kiri? You might want to stay inside for a little bit.
Okay, never mind. I think we should stay inside for a little bit.
Did Vesper see you talk to Anara?
I didn't make any effort to hide it,
Okay.
so it's up to him.
Yeah. What's wrong?
I have, something's outside. We should probably wait in here for a bit.
Vesper kind of sneaks over to the window and peers out. And then quickly. It's the Horn Devil.
Motherfucker.
I need both of you to make stealth checks.
Got my heavy armor disadvantage. Oh, that's not great. Can I use an advantage to take the higher of?
You may.
Okay, and then that's a 17 minus 1 for 16.
Unfortunately, I have an advantage too. No, I don't. Not in this game.
You have a crit, I believe.
I have a crit. Oh, but I am not ready to use it. Okay, fine. I'll use it.
I'm
No, don't. I
just
can run.
informing you.
Let's use it. I'll use it. I'll tell you what. Here's what happens. You watch as Vesper in this blacksmith shop. You can see the shadow of the Horn Devil walking by the window. It slow hulking form. Every footstep it takes, you can start to feel the ground tremble beneath your feet. And Vesper goes to move, and a crowbar falls from a shelf, begins to fall down like it is going to hit a pile of sheet metal. And as it falls, you watch as he just reaches out and snatches it out of the air. Both of your hearts racing, pounding, and as he pulls it to his chest. You can see his elven form back pressed up against the wall, window right by his face as the Horn Devil stops. You see its massive form look around, side to side, and then it continues walking. Devereaux and my girl Gert. How stealthy are you being?
I mean, I'm trying to be quiet.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I'd love to. Oh, hey. How long does aid last?
Bless lasts for a
Or
minute, so
bless?
probably not anymore.
Gotcha. That's a 7.
You have an advantage in a crit.
I do, but you know what? I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay. Devereaux, as you are on top of this high shelf, you hear and then it breaks from underneath you, your weight toppling it. All of the things onto it that you have not claimed yet fall to the ground. You're luckily on this immovable ladder, but everything crashes down. You hear you look as it has landed on top of an apothecary set, so glass bottles shatter. Fuck!
I didn't mean to.
Okay. She goes to the window and peers out. This window is absolutely broken. In fact, it's kind of a comical sight because this window it's shattered, and then 5 feet to the left is where the wall is broken, and there's an you can see open out into the street where this has caught fire. And she peers out the window.
And she made us take the front door.
She did, which was locked. Fuck! There's a devil coming this way.
What do we do?
I don't know.
Wait,
What?
can living things go in the knapsacks?
No,
Oh, okay. Why not?
because there's no air in there.
For how long?
How long can you hold your breath, and how do you get? You have to have somebody pull you out. It's at this time when you see a creature. You begin to hear a creature approach.
Hide under rubble.
Make a stealth check.
Shit, that's a 10.
Oh, posting that in Discord. All right, friends. As Gert dives under the rubble with you, you hear the door slam open. and a, let's see, roll a d8 for me, please.
Rolling low. It's a 2.
It's a 2. Very good. Oof. One second. Pulling up the stats for this. Okay. You watch as this burling figure slams open the door, chains whipping around its body as it steps inside. You can hear a few of the chains rattle behind it as it enters the store. It doesn't make any noise, but you can see just this humanoid face and then a neck entirely composed of metal chains. Chains even coming down across its face. Just 2 bloodshot yellow eyes peering out. It looks around. And it takes a few steps forward. And then it takes a chain, slams it down against Gert. That is unfortunately going to hit her. You watch as one of the chains wraps around her. Wraps around her form and pulls her out. Ah! I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh boy, this won't do. I'm gonna use my advantage on that
Okay.
because that's a low roll. Oh, that's better. That's much better. 21.
Okay. 14. And then... Okay. You are going to go first. You are up. What are you going to do?
Well, great. Shit. I pop out, draw my bow. There's no way I'm gonna be able to. I don't think I'll be able to kill this thing, but I can sure as hell try and stop it. And I'm gonna draw the string back. I can feel the beeswax on the string as I have the arrow knocked, and I'm going to envision the Fury of the Earth wrapping around this nasty devil,
Okay.
and I'm going to whisper in Elvish to the arrow, rise up and restrain, and let loose this arrow to do an ensnaring strike
Oh,
on it.
roll for your attack.
I'm going to crit it.
Oh! Okay. Roll for damage.
4, 8. That's 11 piercing and 7, 13 poison.
Unfortunately, you feel like the poison does not do anything, but you said how much piercing?
11. And now it must make a strength save.
Oof. That's an 18.
Yeah, that's good. He's fine.
Okay.
And I took a short rest, so I should be able to action surge.
You should be able to.
I will action surge,
Okay.
and I will...
You get 2 attacks. You haven't made your second attack yet.
Oh, I haven't made my second attack. That's right. Thank you. Huh. Shoot another regular arrow, seeing the other one didn't take effect. That's a 22.
Yes, that will hit.
Oh, Jesus. That's going to be 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
Great damage.
These arrows, where would you like them to hit?
Just kind of peppering the chest.
The first one hits right in the chest, and it actually locks some of the chains from being able to swing farther. The second one, right into like the pec muscle. It lets
Action
out
surge.
action surge. Shit! It lets out a groan of frustration, a shout, if you will.
I'm gonna run up and try and unravel the chains from Gert, assuming it's like wrapped around her.
Okay, you're gonna use your action. Make a. You know what? I'll say you can go ahead and use your action to unravel her. And as you do, you watch as she's barely hanging on. Doesn't have a lot of hit points.
Shit. And I'm going to think at Kiri and talk. I have to talk. Kiri, we got caught at Gert's shop. There's a God, it's got chains and Gert's messed up real bad. We gotta get out of here.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to probably end my turn drawing my sword and seeing if Gert can stand up
She cannot.
at all. Oh
No.
shit. Okay, well then I'm not going to draw the sword because I'm just going to like gods forgive me. Shove her in the bag and I'm going to get ready to start running.
You do not have her. If she can't stand, she probably can't fight you to get in the bag. Okay, you take her and you put her in one of the bags, and it's the devil's turn. It's gonna make 2 chain attacks against you.
Shit, motherfucker.
That's a natural 1, and 7 plus 8 is 15 to hit. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
Okay. This devil, the first one lashes out and actually wraps around itself, so one of its arms is locked in place for just a moment, and the second one comes right at you. You're gonna take 11 points of slashing damage. You are grappled. And restrained. That, friends, is where we are going to take a very, 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 very quick bio break. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors. Okay.
Gotta make a bathroom break too. Yes.
Okay, bye. Sunday, friends, we are back. We are in the middle of a fight. The chain devil has just gone. It is Gert's turn. She's going to reach her hand up. And you see with what last bit... Oh, wait, no, she's in the fucking bag!
Yeah.
For the sake of this, she dropped her haversacks before she got in the bag so that we don't have a hole into the astral sea. All right, which
That's
brings
nice of
us to your turn, Devereaux.
I need to use my action to try and break free of that restraint, don't I?
That, or you can have disadvantage on attacks, and your speed is 0.
Yeah. So I'm not getting out of here unless I break it.
The DC is somewhat. It's not. Yeah, it's not low, but it's not super high.
I'm doing it.
Okay. What'd you roll?
2 minus 1 for 1.
Okay.
As I try and struggle against the chain around my
You feel it tighten.
muscle. Oh god.
Kiri, you get this message, and what do you do? You see, so the horn devil has passed.
Okay. If my mount is within reach, I'm going to definitely hop on my mount and gesture for Vesper to come too. I'm gonna use the ring. I don't think that the Evertrees are within a mile, but just in case, I'm just gonna shout into the ether that Dev's in trouble. And I don't know how the initiative works between myself and my mount versus who moves when.
It's fine.
But, yeah, I'm gonna dash.
Okay.
So 100 feet total.
100 feet per turn?
Yeah, with the dash. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It'll take you 2 turns to get there.
Okay. Well, I'll do the first one, just fucking moving. Are there any devils that are like
Make a perception check.
anywhere? That will be a problem. I'm gonna advantage that.
Okay.
Okay, that's a lot better. That's God D&D Beyond. Why are there so many buttons? 16 plus 4 for dirty 20.
Okay, you do not currently see any right now.
Okay. All right, I'm on my way. That's all I
Okay.
got.
Vesper reaches for you, and he is going to cast guidance on you. You feel his kind of his hands at your sides, and he gives you a light squeeze around your midsection, and you are guided, have guidance on you. So it's a D4. It's the Chain Devil's turn. All right, so attacks against you have advantage because you are restrained. He's gonna make 2 attacks. That's the first one's gonna hit. The second one's also gonna hit. You're gonna take 22 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of your turn, I need you to make. You're gonna take an additional 7 points of piercing damage as it tightens around you even tighter.
Okay.
All right, Devereaux.
Feel the chains tightening up and squeezing against my poor little body, and I think mechanically I'm going to take the moment to do my second wind.
Yeah.
But I just kind of breathe in, feel that tension, and I think back to that time atop the waterfall when I was a young kid with my dad, and that like carefree thought about being a great adventurer and exploring, and just how that single moment made me kind of define what I wanted to be. And comparing it to now, I just kind of feel that nostalgia wash over me, and I'm going to roll for my hit points and hope to fucking God that I roll 10 plus 1, 11 hit points return to me, because I'm gonna need them. And in that moment, I will use my auto crit to break the restraint.
Oh, yes, very good. What does it look like?
I have my eyes closed as I'm thinking about this, and then once I open them and look to the bloodshot yellow eyes, I just have this stern look, and my eyes almost shine in the darkness as I just kind of push out with my arms as strong as I can, and then just kind of duck down as the chains just kind of squeeze in where I was as I slip out. And I want to, if possible, gather up the bags and cheese it.
You're gonna run?
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity as you
Do
leave
it.
his melee. It's a 16 to hit.
I will use my second chances to force this creature to re-roll that.
Okay. Do I have to take the second roll?
Yes.
It's a natural 20.
I will use my luck point
Okay.
to make it re-roll it.
Okay. Okay. You
What's
feel
the damage?
you feel you watch as this chain at the end of it, which is this long barbed hook that is covered in blood, reach out, and you watch as it comes directly for your head, and you feel a gentle warmth across your forehead. It twists you to the side just a bit as it goes out and then comes back just in front of your face. You are able to run.
I go out the door and slam it shut on my way out,
Okay.
because I was not raised in a barn.
Okay. Oh gosh. Curie, At the beginning of your second turn was when you start to see this. You start to see Devereaux run out.
Mm-hmm.
You can get to them at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Action.
I will.
So your action and
Okay.
your movement, and then you get to them, and you still have a bonus action
And
and a free action.
could I make the argument that my free action interacting with an object could be interacting with Dev and lifting
Yes.
them onto the horse?
Yes.
Or the elk, rather.
The
But I will
elk.
do that. I am fucking charging and yelling, Dev, where's Gertrude?
In the bag! I point at my chest. Don't ask questions!
Okay,
Did you
fine.
grab the other bags? Do you want to say that you grabbed the other bags? You've got
Oh,
all...
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got 4 handy haversacks. Oh my
Yeah,
god, I can't believe this is amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna charge right by without even stopping. Just like lean
Okay.
down, grab Dev, and
Okay,
I don't even know where the fuck I'm gonna go. I can't leave these people. End of my turn.
end of your turn. It's beginning of the Chain Devil's turn. The Chain Devil is going to come towards all of you. It bursts through the door, and it has at this point, it has animated its chains. So it's going to make 3 chain attacks. 1 on each of the 3 targets. Devereaux, that's a 19. Kiri, that's a 24. That's right, that's a natural 20. Okay. I need... Okay, so that's 11 points for Devereaux and Kiri. And 22 points for Vesper. Devereaux, are you still up?
Yeah.
Okay. This chain
great.
comes and slices against all of you. Kira, you feel it start to wrap around you, but you're able to pull away from it. It does not grapple any of you this time. You are in its melee, however. That brings us to Devereaux.
Ah, gods. Okay. I throw the bags in front of me between the two of us
Mhm.
on the elk, and I take the bow, knock another arrow, point at it, and oh god, just feel the wooden shaft of the arrow hit that bowstring, pull it back as far as I can, and as I stare straight at the devil, I whisper, oh, I don't even know what I would say in Elvish here, but I'm just gonna shatter, and I let a bursting arrow out as I try and strike at it with
Okay.
another shot, and oh gods, I'm out of...
You have 1 advantage.
I'm gonna use it because that was a 6, and 6 is bad. And oh, that was a 4, so it's even worse.
What's
So
the total?
that's gonna be a 12.
Unfortunately, that is not enough to hit.
Okay, so I don't need to use I use the arcane shot when I hit,
Yes.
so I don't need to use
Correct,
it. So I'm gonna use
correct.
my second action to do it again.
Second attack action, yeah. Go ahead.
Shoot the first arrow and
It-
chain flips it out of the air or some nonsense.
Yes.
And oh god, that's another 10.
Total?
Yeah.
Oh. Unfortunately, it whips both of these arrows right out of the way. Kiri, it's your turn.
I'm fucking,
Running?
in which direction is the Grass Grave Camp? Grass Grave Camp.
North.
Is there a path out to the west?
Yeah. You could
Okay,
dodge
and
between
that's-
some buildings, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna head west.
Okay.
Dash.
You are going to take an attack of opportunity.
Is there any way to sort of manipulate the positioning here to where it is me taking the attack as opposed to anybody else?
You can make a dexterity check.
Okay, it was not my strong suit, but there's got nothing to lose here, so
You have
that's
2
8
crits
minus
and 3
1.
advantages.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use an advantage.
Okay.
Oh, that is a hell of a lot better. 19 minus 1 for 18 total.
Yeah. Okay, you can make it to where he will hit you.
Yeah.
That's a 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
All right, 11 points of damage.
Yeah, and I'll dash moving 100 feet total.
And unfortunately, you are grappled. So
Is there a save for that?
it's not.
Great. Okay.
The target is grappled if the devil isn't already grappling a creature. So
Then can I? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as you begin to run off, we'll say for the positioning of this that Vesper has moved. It's Vesper, Dev, Kiri. Devereaux, you watch as you begin to take off into the distance, but Kiri gets pulled back. The elk is gonna immediately stop. It's not gonna go off without you unless you tell it to,
Okay.
Kiri.
Then, shit, I still do have my bonus action. Can I bonus action face step? Because that recharges
Yes,
on
you
short
can.
rest. I will
Yes,
bonus
you
action
can.
face step, and that actually does require the devil to make a wisdom saving throw against being frightened.
That's not great, actually. A wisdom save of +4. That's a 12?
Oh, it fails.
Is
So
it frightened?
What happens? Yes, it is. So I sort of discorporate into this cloud of butterflies, but in my wake, I leave this sort of horrifying, this horrifying, terrible face of a woman with long teeth like knives, eyes that stare into your soul, and this big looming crown that sort of just completely towers over this devil, and it just hisses. And so that is what the devil is left with as I face step back onto the elk, and we will continue to use our regular action to run the fuck out.
Okay. Yes, you do so. Oh my god. Kiri, as you do, you feel a coldness, an icy chill on your next deep inhale. And as you exhale, frost comes out of your mouth. You have 1 luck point from your deity. 1 second, let me... Kiri... Okay. As you leave, you watch Vesper reach around, places his hand on your shoulder as he kind of reaches around and fires off a guiding bolt and smacks into this chain devil. The chain devil roils and screams and hollers as you ride off, and it does not follow suit.
Are we still in initiative?
No.
Okay, I want to continue running west for a while, and I am not going to head back to Grassgrave until I am absolutely positive 100% that we are not being followed.
Devereaux, what are you doing?
Reaching in the bag, and I'm like, where's Gert? Where's Gert? Where's Gert? And I don't know how this works. Like, Dev doesn't know how this works. Ren has a very vague inkling of how this works as a person, but I'm thinking about Gert really hard, and I'm just reaching in with both hands to try and pull her out of the bag.
Kiri, you watch as Devereaux lifts his halfling friend Gert out of the bag. She kind of struggles and climbs out, breathing heavily. She rolled a natural 20 on her death save. And is alive with 1 hit point. I can't believe you put me in the fucking bag, Devereaux! What the fuck?
I thought I was safer than the devil. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Don't ever do
like-
that again! And she takes you and she kisses you and she pushes you away.
What?
She climbs up onto Vesper's back and like into his arms and just like hugs him tightly. And you see Vesper kind of like stroking her hair. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. You all are make a survival and then a perception check for me, Kiri.
You got
You
it.
are still guidanced.
Oh, true. I'll probably use that on the survival check, because that's not so great for me. Oh, actually, that's not bad. So survival is 17 plus 1 for 18 total, and
Okay.
perception is going to be... I will use my guidance on that. It's going to be 14 plus 4 plus 4 for 22 total.
Okay. You are able to navigate your way through the wildwoods, and after about 20 minutes, you feel as though you've lost the devil. Nobody's following you. Kendall.
Turn
and
to
S-
turn.
No. Go ahead, Kiri.
I was just gonna say I'll turn back to everybody who else who's riding on the elk. I think it's safe. We'll head back to camp now.
You're able to do so. Salix and Kendall. It takes about an hour, but you make your way to where Sentinel guides you to, the White Witch. Now, this house is less of a house and more of a hut. You find yourself in the very middle of the thick wild woods, and at first it looks like maybe just a massive shrub, but you see there's actually a window and a door. Several trees rise up through the roof, maybe 5 or 6 trees up through the roof, as if they are providing support beams. There is a bit of smoke coming up next to one of the trees, like a chimney. And there is a flickering candlelight in the window. Sentinel. I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say, as we get a first glance, I softly say, "I really like her house." That's it.
It's nice. Unfortunately, I'm gonna stay out here.
Why? That was loud.
The White Witch and I don't exactly get along.
Wait, why? Should we? Oh, do we have to be careful?
Is there anything we should know in particular before we go in?
She doesn't like organizations.
Oh, well, we don't belong to any.
You don't, but I do.
And I haven't been fond of the ones that we met, so I guess I can see that.
The monks at the monastery were okay.
Sentinel's all right. I mean, you're all right.
She specifically doesn't like the Divine Covenant. I will stay out here. It is for the best, I assure you.
Telling me this now? Okay. Okay. This will be fine.
The two of you feel safe to head inside.
I turn to Kendall and I give his arm a squeeze. I say, just don't mention gods, and you should be fine.
Don't mention what?
Gods?
Gods. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that. Okay, I can do this. Okay. You ready? My hand's up, ready to knock.
Let's go.
Knock, knock, knock.
After a few moments of long silence, the door opens, and you see a woman. Salix, this woman actually reminds you of Sentinel in the way her cheekbones are so sharp and angled. Her nose is thin and pointed. Her eyes are large, wide, silver. Her hair is shock white. She has markings along her face that look like almost like tattoos, dots underneath her eyes, white lashes, a line that goes from the top of her forehead all the way down her chin and neck. She wears dark blue robes. She appears to be in her 30s, maybe. Were she human, you get the sense that she is not. How can I help you? Wait, that's not her. How can I help you?
My name's Kendall, and this is my sister Salix. Oh, I have something for you. And I scramble through my pouches to grab that piece of paper Gert gave me. This is from Gert, and I present it to her.
Ah, Gertrude. Very good. She opens it up and reads it. And once she waves her hand over it, as if she's casting a spell, folds it up and places it into her pocket. Why don't the two of you come in?
Okay. I'm gonna step in.
My name is Luna.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Luna. Gert sent us because I'm looking for something, and she said maybe you can help me. Us.
Maybe I can. What are you looking for?
Some sort of trinket or something that will help ward against detection, spying.
Ah. Well, come in. She opens the door wider, and you see inside of her home. It's a one-bedroom home with, sort of in the center is a cooking area with a gas or a wood-burning stove, with a large table around it where there's various alchemical equipment and herbalism kits and medicine you see. On the far side is a cot, a very simple cot, and the rest of the walls are lined with various items, sentimental value. A deck of cards, you see, a deck of tarot cards, actually. Some writing utensils, some jars full of spices or teas, you can't really tell which. Several casks of wine and ale, many books. There is, around this big table where all of her alchemical things are, there are 4 chairs that you can take a seat in, any number of them. Come in, have a seat. I'll see what I can find for you.
My eyes linger on the tarot card deck. Do they look familiar? Do they just look like a regular tarot card?
Make a perception check.
I'm also going to be just scanning her walls and shelves for anything that looks interesting to Salix.
It's 14.
Oh
Which
yeah.
is probably a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. Almost everything here looks like something you would want to have in your home, if you had one. Oh, that sounds mean.
Mine's still growing. I have to weave it.
There's plenty of weaver supplies now that you speak of it. There's just literally everything that you could. It looks like the perfect setup for you. Oh, Salix and Kendall, it's nice to meet you. Let me just have a look around very quickly, and I'll see what I can find. Tell me about yourselves and your journey. What brings you here?
Well, we're on adventure of sorts, and we've run into some trouble with various organizations. We've just been trying to kind of keep a bit of a low profile and, stay out of harm's way.
Various organizations, you say?
Yeah, we don't know much about them, but they gave a few different places have given us trouble, so.
If you don't mind me asking, who have you run into?
I'd really rather not say, just because crying years and...
Oh, you're
whatnot.
perfectly safe in here. There's no one who can find my hut whom I do not wish. This whole place is protected by divination magic.
That's good to hear.
I would still just feel more comfortable not saying I'm sorry.
She stops her search. I'm afraid I can't find what you're looking for. Is there something else I can help you with, though? I see you looking at the tarot deck, Kendall. Have you had much experience?
Just once with someone I know.
If you two could be any more vague, should I
I
be
mean-
concerned?
I just didn't want to say my friend's name because I wasn't gonna assume that you knew who she was. Her name is, just looking at her puzzled look. Her name is Sarah. Yes, no last name. I never got her last name. Salix, does she have a last name?
She specifically told you she did not have a last name.
She specifically
Yes.
told me she didn't have a last name, so Sarah's all I have for you. She's a very nice person, and she uses those a lot. I don't know, I saw them, and I thought maybe they were the same ones that she uses.
Of course. Well, I could brew you some potions of healing.
I've got that covered, thank you. We were just looking for protection from people looking in on us, but obviously you don't have anything that would help us because I don't know.
And I don't want to just, I don't want to leave your hospitality so quickly. If it's a shame that you can't help us, but do you mind if maybe we sit and drink some of that tea with you?
I don't mind at all. Let me brew some. She takes some jasmine and chamomile and all things that you recognize, Salix, and places them in a teapot. And you watch as she boils a teapot manually with magic from her hands. Pours some in small cups for each of you. Would you like any honey?
Yeah,
Yes,
I love
please.
honey.
She will pass you a small jar with a little honeycomb on a stick at the end.
Do I get any like weird vibes from her, or any good vibes from her?
Why don't you roll for insight?
I think I have an advantage.
You have 2.
I will use one because that was a 4. And 13 plus 1. That's a 14 for my insight.
You get the sense that she is distrusting. You get the sense that maybe you have upon when you entered, you felt that she seemed perfectly ready to accept you, but now she is wondering if you are to be trusted, to be relied upon almost.
Okay.
She's skeptical as towards the both of you.
Yep. Salix could already tell as soon as she stopped looking that her refusal to say what has been hunting them was the reason why. I didn't even have to roll for that one.
I sit down in front of my cup of tea, unless you brought it to me if I was
She did.
down.
If you're sitting down.
And I kind of do this big breath, just, and like anybody, like even Salix could see that my body just, like, it's exhausted. We've been through a lot, and I'm just finally taking this moment to just sit here and be here. And I go, thank you so much. It's been a long Lambda. We come from a grove from mountains north of here, and my sister and I were supposed to have come and have this great adventure and see new things and meet new people, and that's only half of what we've gotten. And
Hey, new isn't always good.
I mean, we've made new friends, and we've met Luna here, who who is so gracious and let us into her home, and just things keep popping up. And even though you may not be able to help us with what we need, I think it's also good to know that even though there's people hunting us or looking for us or trying to kill us, that there are also strangers who will open up their home and give us some tea. So I thank you, Luna.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like the tea.
I also have a friend who would like this tea. Is there any way I can purchase some to take it back to them?
Why don't I just give it to you? I'm not
Yes.
really in the business of selling. She takes some of the herbs and places them all in a small pouch for you and hands it over.
I'm sorry, Luna, that I didn't tell you. We have had a run-in with the Silent, and we'd rather not repeat that.
The silence.
They seem to find us very easily, and we don't know why.
You know, many people do not believe that the silence exists. They consider them to be the proverbial boogeyman, a scapegoat for assassins and thieves.
Camille, would Kendall have any scars from that, what was it, the solar blast?
Sure.
Like burns?
If
I
you'd
would
like
say
him to.
maybe on the back of his neck.
Salix actually moves her braid to the side and reveals a scar that's just right about here and says,
They're definitely not a nightmare.
Yeah, and I
Oh.
move my hair back to like show the back of my neck. Yeah.
Oh, I'm quite aware that they are not just a nightmare. I have run into many from the silence in my day. You
Are
know,
you sure you can't help us?
there is a natural enemy of the silence. They're called
Yeah.
the Divine Covenant. Have you heard of them?
Yes.
We have.
Are you members?
No.
Very good. I tell you what. I'll take a second look upstairs to see if I have anything. If you hear more about the Divine Covenant from me and what they're really about,
Always love to learn.
You happen to know more about the silence as well?
I know very much about the silence.
Are you part of the Silence?
No,
Were you?
no.
Well, that's good to hear.
Are you aware? There's no judgment at the end of this question, but do either of you worship anyone?
I worship Cord.
Ah, the Stormlord. And you, Kendall?
Worship? No. Worship is I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you.
Well, Do you ever wonder why the gods are not more involved? Why they cannot impose their will upon us? Do you know why?
No, but it feels like they sure do.
It used to be worse.
What do you mean?
There
Kind of
was a
sit up a little bit straighter and just paying attention a little bit harder.
There was a time when the gods interacted freely with us, they came down upon the material plane in the natural world and imposed their will. This was before the Dawn War. Primordials, well, I won't take too long to explain, but essentially Primordials created this world in an endless cycle of creation, destruction, and when it came time to destruct, to take down what they'd made, the gods had flowered many species. Humans, dwarves, elves, halflings, gnomes. Many creatures. However, the gods stood in and said no, that they would not allow the primordials to destroy us. And for that, perhaps we have them to thank. However, many mortal lives were lost in this war. After the war, something happened. The primal spirits came together, different from the primordials, to determine that neither gods nor primordials should have any say in what happened to the future of the natural world, that it belonged to us. This primal ban, this divine gate went up. And with it, well, the gods were no longer able to exert their will directly upon mortals.
So now they just make deals and suggest.
You know, it is fascinating because they still have a stake in what happens here. Many gods still try to impose their will. There is one right now who believes he is the supreme ruler. Are you aware of Asmodeus and his legion of devils?
Sounds familiar.
Asmodeus is the god of the nine hells. Bator. Now, back to the Divine Gate. Some believe that we are better off without it. Some seek to control it for themselves. But there is a group that is supposedly devoted to protecting it, and that is the Divine Covenant. Now imagine if you had the key to unlocking that gate. Imagine if you possessed it. Is there nothing you wouldn't do to protect it? No one you wouldn't kill? Perhaps not the two of you, but the Divine Covenant. Now, the secret of the gate, no one knows where it is, how to unlock it, how to open it, how to destroy it, no one knows. Perhaps save the Covenant. But there is a race of people, a bloodline of Aasimar. Who, legend has it, can unlock the gate? They're called Keepers. I know a young man whose parents were killed by the Covenant. And their deaths covered up, blamed on devils, so that they could raise this young man as one of their own, and brainwash him. Like they did to my parents and my sister. I'm the last of a long line of keepers. And if I could count the number of times the Divine Covenant has tried to enter my life because I will not bow to what they want, because I will not serve them, I will not swear not to give myself up to another organization. Why do I tell you this? Well, it is important that people know that the Silence is not the only bogeyman out there. They are not the only ones to be afraid of. Do you understand what I am saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, it's not quite so easy to tell what is necessarily good.
There is no good, no evil. Only people trying to protect them and themselves and their own.
I look at my sister and I say, yeah.
That's why we're here.
You have listened to what I've had to say, patiently. I will step upstairs and see if I can find what it is you're looking for. How many are you in need of?
4.
4. It's an auspicious number. I will return. She stands up and heads up the stairs.
Salix, what does auspicious mean?
I actually don't know at the moment. It's not. Sorry.
No, that's me, Eris. I cannot think of what it means right now.
Lucky.
Salix would know. Thank you.
Lucky.
My brain is kind of mush at the moment. However, when she goes upstairs, I will reach into my bag and pull out 2 small vials of the Draconis Fundamentum that I put aside because I knew we were going to a witch's hut. And yeah, I will grab them and have them in my hand.
What are you grabbing?
2 small vials of some of the Draconis Fundamentum.
Ah, to give to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not going to have them out at the moment, but I'm going to have them in my hand,
Okay.
like under the table.
Okay. She will come back downstairs, you'll notice, with a small wooden box. Now, I think I have found something that will help you.
What would you like for it?
What have you to trade?
I
Gold?
have.
What'd you say, Ken?
Kendall said gold.
I expect that gold probably isn't quite something that you look for.
No.
I do have some Draconis Fundamentum, if you'd like it.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Fascinating. Is it fresh?
Relatively fresh, yes.
I hold up a vial, just one.
I will accept your trade. She takes the box and opens it, and you see there are 4 medallions on long silver pendants. These will hide you from divination magic. I will warn you, though, when you are wearing them, no one will be able to reach you, including through sending.
That's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will actually put both of the vials on the table for her.
I reach into my pouch and I pull out that dragon tooth that never got used. I'll say, could you use this?
Fundamentum I have use for. That, not so much. Keep it for yourself as a memento.
Guess you're staying with me, buddy. And I put it back in the satchel.
She takes the fundamentum and uncorks it and gives it a... Oh, very fresh. Within a few days. A week, maybe. I'm impressed. Very good.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I think that should be okay.
Um,
We appreciate the tea.
Very well.
Unless maybe you know more about the silence.
Ah, yes, I did promise to tell you about the silence, did I not? The Silence is an organization that started out, I think, with good intentions. I have a friend who joined the Silence a long time ago. She said she was told that their mission was to root out corruption through any means necessary. Sounds very chaotic good, doesn't it? However, it is my understanding that a small group of them worship the Whispered One, the God of Secrets. I do not speak his name, for he has a taboo out. If you say his name, he can hear your words.
Noted.
Names have power. You should not forget that. The Silence is currently run by an individual, a very unique individual. From the Feywild, actually. This woman, this creature, it's my understanding that she wanted more than anything to save a loved one, and would do anything to make that a reality. But through her methods, her loved one actually died. There are many factions of the Silence. They work in separate factions within themselves, squabbling and disagreeing. Unlike the Divine Covenant, who works all together. So, one member of the Silence might be a very decent, respectable person. Another might tear your heart out, literally, and eat it in front of you. Do you have any specific questions about the Silence?
It seems like they're all the same group, but they're not very organized, are they?
The Silence? No.
So then they wouldn't have like a headquarters or anything, would they?
They actually do have something of a headquarters nearby. In the Wildwoods, in the mountains.
In the mountains?
Yes, northwest of here.
I shoot Salix a glance.
Yeah, is that where I remember general direction from where I left? Yeah, okay. I don't say anything.
So, this is a technical question.
What's
So
up?
the mountains that we're talking about, those are kind of the mountains where the grove's at, yeah?
Yes, the grove is at the very north end of those mountains. The mountains are long, long. It goes
Uh-huh.
mountains. The mountains and the woods come together. They're both technically part of the wild woods, but where you are is you're at the very base of them. You're at the bottom, just before they start, and then your home is at the very north end of them.
Okay. Okay, I got the map pulled up now. Oh, okay.
Salix, you seem troubled.
I just bad memories. I try not to think of them. Kendall, if you have anything else, then now's the time. If not, I think we should probably get going.
The Divine Covenant has no true enemies aside from the Silence, but the Silence does have another enemy as well. Anyone who worships the Knowing Mistress, Ayun, is an enemy of the Silence.
I suppose they like their secrets.
They do.
Secrets and whispers. Thank you, Luna. You have provided much. That's when I get up out of my chair.
I will follow suit. Reach
Hey,
for
I-
the box.
I turn back and I pick up the teacup real quick and I drink the rest of it, and then I start walking back away.
Very well. Good evening, the two of you.
Wait.
Thank you.
Quick, sorry, real quick. Do you also maybe have herbs for pipe herbs?
I do.
To-
She reaches into a bag on the table and pulls out another smaller bag. Bags within bags. Hands it over. This will produce a euphoric feeling.
I sniff it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dev's gonna like this. I think it's the good stuff. Okay. Thank you, Luna.
Thank you.
Grab the little box and leave.
You two return and... Salix. Sentinel is nowhere to be found.
Cool. About how long were we in there?
About 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Is there any tracks from where we last left him that I'd be able to see?
Yeah, same.
Make a survival check.
Oh, cool.
Can I help you? I am proficient.
Yeah, you can help.
Okay, well, it's 17, and then this one's a 10. 21.
21. You see that Sentinel, it looks as though Sentinel waited for you and then he was not alone. Two tracks appear on either side of his. They walk around a fair amount. And then all the tracks head north.
tracks look like? Do they all? How do I say this? Do they all look like natural walking? Like there's no like dragging. There's no.
With that 21, you see that there is no dragging. It all appears to be normal walking.
Guess he had something to go do. We'll just go back to camp.
Yeah, I think someone else might have needed him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, give Salix my elbow.
Just so
Oh,
you know,
cute.
your corruption bar is empty.
Great. I grab the I grab the bag from Kendall and I start druid crafting a little bit more of the herbs and put it in one of my own bags.
Now I can essentially have an endless supply for death.
What is this? Have you ever seen this? I've never seen this back at the Grove.
What's it smell like?
Jasmine? Oh, the pipe tobacco?
Yes.
Oh,
I
it
mean, Jasmine's
smells
fine.
pungent and earthy. You never
Okay.
smelled it before.
I don't know, but I guess we'll see. We'll see.
It's furry, kind of sticky. I don't want to touch it that much.
That's okay.
I wonder. It's okay. Maybe Dev will be interested. We can try it together. Assume we make our way back.
You are able to make your way back, following your tracks. It's easy enough. Kiri, Devereaux, after a few hours, Kendall and Salix rejoin you. They are missing Sentinel.
I feel like I look like
Kiri
shit
and-
right now.
Yep. Kendall and Salix, you find Kiri and Devereaux are both licking their wounds. Vesper is. You come back to see. Tell me if y'all are both okay with the scene I'm setting. Kiri and Devereaux both being attended to by Vesper. Vesper kind of Vesper has Kiri's tunic kind of lifted and is healing what looks like a chain burn around their waist. And you watch as he makes sort of a motion and draws some sigils on with his finger on Kiri and starts to heal them up. Devereaux also looks pretty in an even worse shape, and Gertrude in the worst shape.
I can help with that.
We're gonna start. What
Yeah.
happened?
What happened?
I run over to Dev.
Lord,
though.
what?
We got heard.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have stayed with you.
Oh, it's fine. We all got out.
Yeah, we managed.
Was it worth it?
Think so.
You look over and you see off to the side is a pile of metal ready to be transformed. I just need the gold, and I can start getting to work on it tonight.
Okay. How much gold do you need?
I'll literally just start pulling out gold coins.
He looks like he's not seen this much gold ever in his life.
Kendall's standing right next to her doing the same thing. Yeah, I mean, what do you need?
20 gold pieces per piece of metal, and I think, well, let me check the ability. Hold on. Forge clerics, y'all.
I will also go ahead and I've got a bunch of spell slots that I can use for healing word on whoever needs it. Probably start with Gert because she looks the worst and go up from there.
Definitely. You're able to heal all of them. Includes some metal. Oh, I guess it doesn't need... Whatever. It's fine. Okay. Vesper, Kiri approaches and places an arm kind of on your elbow. Are you okay?
I
I see.
will be.
I'm gonna get started. If you need anything, I'll just be over here.
Do you mind if I watch? Keep you company?
I would love that. Vesper,
Slowly make my way over there.
Vesper begins to, not too far, you can all kind of keep an eye on him. He takes, it's an hour-long ritual that he does, where he takes a piece of metal and begins to pray in Elvish. He doesn't appear to be praying to anybody in particular, more of just an outward prayer, or even a prayer to the metal itself. And you watch as he creates a suit of armor from a sword blank. And it's something of it's a very interesting ritual that you all watch. And afterwards he kind of wipes his brow and, okay, I have to rest between making these, but here's the first set. I'll just do this all night.
We can distribute these in the morning, I imagine.
Yeah. So he will go through and do this. He'll use his channel divinity, take a short rest. Use his channel divinity, take a short rest. Through this, he will make a set of tools, a few war hammers, a few long swords, another suit of armor, ammunition. He'll make several things, and this is what he will do all night. Since he doesn't sleep.
Wow,
If,
Kiri's... Sorry.
Go
for it.
ahead.
Go ahead, Deborah.
When Vesper and Kiri go off to do that, I'd like to roll over and stagger over and sit next to Gert while Salix is working on her, encouraging her. And I'll sit down and taking care not to get too close, because I have a feeling she's mad at me, but Gert, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just a good thing you didn't put the haversacks in your haversack, because then we would be dead right now.
Honestly, it's because they fell off of you before I threw you in the bag.
Why would you tell me that?
Well, I don't make a habit of lying to people. I just...
Gert looks at you, Salix.
I just wanted you to be safe.
I know, but... I almost died in there, Dev.
We both almost died. The devil would have killed me too if Kiri didn't
But
save
you took
us.
away my ability to do anything. I couldn't do anything. You took away my agency, you didn't even ask if you could. I couldn't fight, I couldn't do magic, I couldn't do anything in there. I was suffocating. Tell me how much use I would have been to you. Dead.
You're right. I thought you had already been... I didn't think. I'm sorry. And... I will scurry off.
Dev, wait! It's okay, I just... Do you still scurry off?
Yeah.
Okay. Gertrude looks back at you, Salix, with tears in her eyes.
Kind of open my arms and kind of offer a hug.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
It's okay. I can't let go of how I felt about that. It's not fair just because they got upset.
That's
Did I see all this happen?
Sure.
it's completely understandable.
I'll just say Kendall got up slowly and started walking after Dev.
Okay.
Are you okay? Do you need?
Yeah.
Can I get you anything?
I'm okay. I'm just tired. I need to sleep. She kind of curls up into a little ball on the ground.
I will take a blanket out of my pack and cover her with it.
Whenever you're feeling up to it, just let me know. I've got a project for you, but no rush.
Okay, we can
No
talk.
rush at all.
We can talk about it in the morning. Oh, and if Dev comes back, their armor is in the bag with the blue logo on it. With the blue
Thank you,
sigil
Gertrude.
on it.
Thank you, Gertrude.
You see that there are 4 handy haversacks, and one of them has a sigil of Coralon on it.
I'm not going to go through someone else's bag. Even though she told me which one it was, I'm just going to leave it for now. It's not my armor. It's not my bag. And I will just essentially take the time to rest.
Kendall, you go after Deborah?
Yeah. But I think Kiri would have seen me like start to walk off, and then I walked back to camp and I picked up a pot, and then my water skin, and then 2 cups, and then I went after Dev again.
Okay. Devereaux, does Kendall find you?
Sure. I'm not gonna go hide. I'm just walking this time. As fast as I can.
Do you just keep walking, or do you stop anywhere?
I may stop and complain to myself or just grunt occasionally, but I'm just moving.
I would maybe think that Kendall would not have that hard of a time catching up. When I catch up to Dev, I'm just holding all this stuff in my hands. And actually the cups are in my my satchels. Yeah, that's the word for it. And when I catch up to Dev, I say, "Where are you going?"
Kendall,
Yeah.
what are you doing out here?
I'm looking for a good spot to sit down.
Point of order, Dev is torn to fucking shit right now. Like blood just staining their usually white shirt and their vest, and just completely a mess. And I can point you to a hiding spot under a tree if you want someplace to sit.
I hold up the pot a little bit. I was hoping maybe to make a fire. Would that be a good spot?
No. No, it wouldn't be. You'd smoke yourself out. But you know that.
No, to be honest, I probably would have tried if you said it was okay, and I would have smoked myself out. This is why I ask questions. Thank you. We need a good spot though, because I have something for you.
Kendall, I don't want anything right now.
I know it might be selfish, but I kind of need company right now. Can I ask you to be that company?
You can ask.
Devereaux Thistlebrook, would you do me the honor of being my company tonight?
I don't deserve it.
Do I?
You deserve better company.
If I did, I'd be asking them.
Salix is back at camp. You can go ask her. I'm sorry, Kendall.
I don't think I will. And I plop down, just slam my butt cheeks on the floor, and I start grabbing some of these branches and twigs that I picked up on the way. And even though Dev was brushing me off, well, you don't have to stay and give me company, but I am gonna make a little fire. And then I start pouring water out of my water skin into the pot. And then I pull out my little satchel of tea leaves, and I open it wide, as far as I can open the little satchel, and I kind of just pick some up and like sniff some and throw them back in, set it aside, and I just start making tea as best as I remember I could. And I only pull out one little cup for myself, and I just sit there, arms crossed, staring at the water, waiting for it to boil.
I walk around and stand next to you. Kendall,
Dev?
I'm a screw up.
That's when I unfold my arms and I extend my arm to them. And I extend a hand and I say, I'm Kendall Evertree, and I'm a screw up too.
Do you always feel like this?
No, not always. It's up until I met you and Kiri, I used to feel like a screw up all the time. Now, not so much.
That's funny because I never thought I was a screw up until I met all of you. But I can't seem to do anything right when I get pressured.
I pull out like a thicker piece of wood, like a piece of like solid branch that I picked up, and I pull out one of the daggers that I have that I have strapped to my legs, and I just start like cutting at it a little bit. And I said, it's kind of it's kind of funny how that works, isn't it?
I don't find much funny about it.
You feel the exact opposite that I do. Almost. Yet, here we both are. Not feeling too great about the choices we've made.
Do you think I should go home, Kendall?
Should I tell you the truth or my selfish opinion?
First one, then the other. You don't have to tell me which is which.
I have a home, Dev, and I've never felt at home there. And I would like you to stay here with me. So, if you could go home and be happy, if you could go home and be happy with whatever there is for you there, then yes, I would say go home. Be happy. But I won't be as happy if you leave. I start putting some leaves. I set the little wood that I'm whittling aside a little bit with the knife and put some leaves into the cup because that's how I think to make it. And I pull the pot off of the fire and let the water stop boiling and then slowly pour some of it into the cup.
You know, you're getting good at that.
I like to learn things from the people that I care about. That's hot. Oh, okay. I should have waited.
You gotta give it a little bit of time to.
I had it earlier and I just can't stop thinking about it. It's really good.
Kendall, I'm not going anywhere. But I really screwed it up there. I almost killed someone.
You know, not too long ago, my sister died.
But you weren't the one who killed her. I panicked. And I could have killed Gert because I didn't stop to think the consequences of my actions.
That's not a great feeling to have. And I feel that same feeling right now. But somebody had to remind me that you do what you can, Dev. You do what you can when you can, and unfortunately, it might not always be enough, but Gertrude's here, and Salix is with her. And if we sit around talking about what ifs, then we won't ever go anywhere. I might as well have stayed home.
You're not the first person in the last week to tell me about what ifs. I think it might just be some wisdom of the Evertrees.
I think it's the wisdom of one Evertree.
I believe that. I, like, collapse down on the ground.
I pull out the other cup. I set it in front of Dev, and then I give them the satchel of herbs as well.
Kendall, I've been hurt before, but this feels different. And I'm got like my hands on my sides. Do, do you think dying hurts?
I know dying hurts.
Oh, gods. Worse than how you might feel as a screw up.
I don't know, Dev. Sometimes they feel the same, sometimes one feels more than the other.
Yeah.
But all I know is that there may not always be a Zytharia around, and I want to make the most of what we have.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take a nap. Is that okay?
Sure, I guess if you're okay with me, and then I finish whittling this little pipe out of this wood. As long as you're okay with me figuring out what this is. And I pull out the other little satchel that I got from Luna.
As you look at Dev, it looks like they can barely keep their eyes straight right now. I'm sorry, Kendall. I just need a moment.
Here. I extend my arm out to invite them to come and like sit really close to me and kind of use me as like a pillow. And at the same time, I'm pulling black and green smoke through my arm. And if they get close, I do want to cast Cure Wounds as I kind of like rub their back a little bit.
Probably need a little guidance, but I won't fight you on that.
And when I say, yeah, why don't you rest a little bit, I cast Cure Wounds on them. For 6 health.
Kendall, thank you. At least we're screw-ups together. And I'll nod off.
I'll put my pipe away and just keep drinking my tea a little bit.
As you do so, that is where we will call tonight's session.